Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday afternoon. Yay! We're sliding into the end of the week. And this afternoon, my guest is Naomi Lambert from the Cool to Be Kind project. Hello, Naomi. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm brilliant, thank you. Having a lovely afternoon. And I'm so
bad.
glad that you joined me because we're going to talk about a topic that seems to me quite crazy that we're talking about, is how to be kind to people. Like, who would have thought you'd need instructions on that, right?
Very much so. I find it quite hard to see that it's an innate human quality and then is one that is so, rare to find.
I know, like, I know people have said, oh, wow, that was really kind of you, almost like they were surprised. And it was like, what were you expecting? A punch in the nose? And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people we've become really wary and skeptical and cynical. Why do you think kindness is in such short measure?
I actually think it gets forgotten. I mean, you're talking about people being shocked, and the perfect example, I was in the shops the end of last year and I only had one item, and I said to the man in front of me, you go in first, because I had heaps, and he just stood there and this look of shock on his face. I had no idea what I'd done, and I asked him if he was okay, and he said, yeah, but I just don't know how I'm meant to feel because no one's done anything nice to me for so long. And in my mind, that is so wrong. It doesn't matter what's going on in our lives, there's always an opportunity to at least smile. And the thought that this man was shocked by that feeling is really, it makes the world seem like a sadder place.
It does. And that's a really good point, because kindness also transcends to giving compliments. And I notice particularly for women, when you say to someone, hey, you just said to me, hey, what a cool hat. And I said, thank you. But a lot of the time when you say to someone, hey, you look gorgeous today, or, you say something nice to them, people feel really uncomfortable and make excuses to accept that compliment back. Why do you think we do that?
Self-preservation, maybe. There are so many. I actually don't know, and I think part of what I'm doing is trying to find that out. To try and make it just not seem so foreign to a lot of us. But the situation's changed. Sometimes I think it's the 9 to 5 bustle, and people are just so, tunnel visioned about what they have to do. Yeah.
Do you think that through coronavirus that perhaps we're discovering a little bit more of that kindness, that you're seeing these posts popping up, pay it forward, and dropping, groceries off to our elderly neighbours, and, just doing those little acts that this pause has reminded us that we are kind of all on this big ball of gas together?
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just the things that you see online at the moment. People are actually, when they do go out and helping other people, and I think selfishly it actually makes us feel better. So when we do it, it gives you the endorphins and it releases, and you actually may not be as stressed anymore, because there is the definite knock-on effect. But I love what people are doing. I love that people are doing things off their own back. I love that people are, saying what they've done. We're responding. You're just seeing so many different avenues of kindness, which is amazing. And I hope it doesn't go back to how it was.
Fingers crossed. You said something interesting about, it releases chemicals into our body when we do something nice. Is it a bad thing that we do nice things so we feel good? Does it kind of counteract the actual kindness giving?
No, I think it is. I think they're both equally as important. I think it's good for us, because if we feel good, we're more productive in life and how we view the world, and just bring a little bit more of the good back to you, and at the same time you're giving it to someone else, and you hope that they go away with the same feelings that you have.
So let's roll it back a little bit for people who may have just jumped on. I'm talking to Naomi Lambert from the Cool to Be Kind project. How did you start the Cool to Be Kind project? What was the impetus for doing that?
In 2015, 2015, at age 32, I had to have a full hysterectomy, and that quickly took away my one dream of wanting to become a mum. And I remember afterwards, it was years, 2-3 years of hormone replacement therapy, pain, surgeries, coming to terms with the fact that I couldn't be a mum, early onset menopause, it was thing after thing. And I became so angry, so sad. And I remember when I started to go out, and I went out once to the shops, and I saw a teenager with 2 adults, and I make the presumption that it was his parents, knock over an old lady, and nobody stopped. They didn't even look back. And I remember being so angry that people weren't raising their children to know, it's not even in the right way because that's subjective, but to know the difference from right and wrong. And I went home that night, and I remember I woke up at 3 a.m. and I call it my 3 a.m. moment of madness. And I decided to challenge people in my hometown of Perth to do something kind in the lead up to Christmas. And this was December 2017. So I printed and designed 50 cards, and I hid them around Perth. I flew to Adelaide for Christmas. I didn't tell anyone what I was doing because I had no expectation of response. And I got 32 emails back from people just saying what they had done. And my local MP got onto the fact that I'd been doing it. And I remember she called me up, had me go for morning tea, said, if you're not going to do something with this, then I'm going to take it from you because we need more kindness in the world. So I started the Cool to Be Kind project. And 2 years on, I'm still going.
Oh, well, there's lots of people who just absolutely love what you do. So, so that this, your local members, Anne
Ali, yes.
Anne Ali, yeah, she's quite a dynamo. She's an amazing human being.
And she's not just great for our community, she's become a friend to me as well. And I just love having someone like that I can use as a soundboard, or get her to take cards to Canberra and throw them at the politicians, that kind of thing. She's that kind of person. So she's been a great supporter and motivator of mine.
Oh, that's awesome. So what type of things does the Cool to Be Kind project do? What's your mission besides reminding people to be kind?
To touch as many people as possible, whether it's in the community or around the world. I know that in the last few months we've had kindness cards being found in hotel rooms in Arizona and Philadelphia and the UK. So I love the fact that people are finding them in Australia and then taking it overseas. We're currently more than halfway through our 52 Weeks of Kindness challenge. And we release a challenge every Sunday, and people have a week to do that challenge, and we'll release the next one the following Sunday. I haven't actually done it for a month because I thought that people needed a bit of a break, and I didn't want people to see it as an excuse to go out when we're meant to be staying at home. So there's that. So I think we're at week 26. And basically anything that I like to be, that person that has the opportunity to help people. So if it's, within the community, then put my hands up to help. Excuse me. I've written a kids book, so I've got big plans to take it into schools, the Kindness Project, and kind of teach it from a young age. We launched in a disability enterprise last year, which was really good. So lots of things. And I love the fact that I'm not under any constraints at all. I can do whatever I want with it, and just be able to help as many people as possible.
What are some of the challenges that you've done in the Cool to Be Kind 52 Weeks challenge?
I've been quite cryptic about them. It's not your usual wave at people. A lot of it is looking, within ourselves, and the importance of valuing others, and then the importance to try and write down something every day that you're grateful for, or how you feel about yourself, what makes you happy. So just really try and bring it back to the simple things, rather than making people think that you've got to be all extravagant to be kind, because you don't.
Do you think that kindness has to start with ourselves first?
Yes, 100%. Because if we're not kind to ourselves, aren't going to have it in us to be able to pay it forward.
Absolutely, because we can be pretty brutal to, that self-talk, and that, pointing the finger back can make life pretty hard just when you're constantly at yourself. What are some of the ways that we can be kinder to other people? Like, like to me, it's kind of like I would think that was an innate ability, but am I wrong?
No, kindness is in all of us. I just think we forget it sometimes. As I said, life is, really busy, but it honestly can be as simple as just picking up the phone and calling someone and saying hi. Just anything that I look at it, if I do something that I know would make me feel good, then I'm on the right track. Kind of mirror what makes you feel good, and there's a chance that you kind of reach more people.
And how do we reach more people? Like you said, it doesn't have to be big, extravagant things. Give me an example of something that someone could go and do today.
Right. Well, for example, at Christmas, I came up with this crazy idea that I wanted to see how many kindness messages I could do in 24 hours, whether that was through social media, emails, text messages, that kind of thing. So I got a couple of other people on board and started at 6 a.m. and, wrote the email, sent the text messages, hopped on social media, and ended up sending over 4,000 messages in 24 hours, which was crazy. But I did that all from home, from the couch. It's just connecting with people. If you smile at someone, you hope that they take it on. If you know someone's having a tough time, give them a call, go around and see them. Just really think about other people, and it automatically will pay it forward.
I loved your blog that's on your website, Forget Random Acts of Kindness, and it was about kids and have kids do these 10 things. What is it about? Like, what's the difference between a random act of kindness and what you do?
Random is, I will go out with the intention that I will be nice to everyone that I see, but you can also be in situations where, it is random. You see someone drop their shopping or need help with the door. You didn't intentionally go there to help them with that, but you're there and it helps them. You do it. So that, that is a random act of kindness. It's just not planned.
So what we should really be looking at is how to exercise that kindness muscle and be deliberate about being kind so that it becomes second nature again.
Yeah, just make more of a conscious effort. If you've even the smallest thought when you're out and about, or if you know that you can actually help someone, then just kind of do it. But it definitely comes down to mindset and being aware, and expanding your vision. So you actually look around at who is around you, who may need help, how you can help them.
And I think it's also more than just being kind to yourself and other people. There's a message in there about being kind to the planet, isn't there?
Yep. It's a huge one.
It's kind of like we've been very mean to the planet.
Yep, very much so. But
it's
I think people are a bit more aware now. So hopefully we'll see, and it's just doing little things at home. You start off by recycling correctly. That's your way of just being a little bit kinder to the planet. We can all do it from home. It doesn't need to be massive rallies or going to the beach to pick up rubbish.
So what you're really saying is that this doesn't have to be a big, massive thing. This is really just small little things. There was a book I read many years ago called The Slight Edge. Have you read that?
No.
So it's basically the principle of compounding interest. So, if you do a little thing every day, it all adds up. So like if you eat McDonald's every day, you're not going to be very healthy. But if you eat a salad every day, then your health is certainly going to be better. So I'm thinking that you could have a slight edge of kindness where every day you deliberately go, today I'm going to call a friend, or I'm going to send a card to someone. Imagine how cool that is. Do you have cards that people can buy and send? Because what do we get in the mail these days?
Bills. That's why I never check the mail.
So if anybody's waiting on a payment from Naomi,
blame my husband.
It's his fault.
We do sell kindness cards on the website, which is at thecordobaproject.org. I still find it still blows my mind, to be honest, that it takes something as simple as finding a card to make people do something kind. But if I have to be the catalyst for paying it forward, then I'm happy with that.
Yeah, cool. What's your vision, your big vision for the Cool to Be Kind project?
There's so many things. Just, it's hard to actually see it as a vision. I see it as me kind of standing on every country. Like it's some that I'm there, that we take the kindness program into schools, you take it into people with disabilities. I want to get out in front of people and tell my story and show them that life can be really hard, but there will come a time that, I remember so clearly after this all happened that I woke up one morning and my heart just didn't feel as hurt or sad as it did when I went to sleep. And I remember calling up Mum and just saying, I finally found my reason. Like I found the way that I can still impart me in the world, not being a mum. And I've always been so scared to tell my story and to be vulnerable, but it's brought so much good to so many people. The emails I get from kids that are being bullied and just saying thank you that you're able to take kindness cards and give them to people or put them, I was talking to you and your son about putting them in school bags and just as that reminder. So I love the fact that I'm not constrained by anything. If things come up or people need help, I'm there to do it. So as long as, people reach out, then there's I won't stop. But in terms of a full vision, it's so hard to see.
Well, it's a pretty big topic that you've set to tackle. Reminding people to be kindness. I don't even know what that is. Reminding people to be kind. Reminding people to be kindness. That works, doesn't it?
It does. It will look good on a card.
Yeah, there you go. It's all yours. My tongue tripping is all yours. Naomi, is there a difference between compassion and kindness?
I see compassion more as a love kind of aspect to it. Like that, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of compassion is someone being, sick or needing money. Like there's more of a planned, a love thing behind it, whereas kindness doesn't need, as I've said, it's the small things, it's helping strangers. But compassion seems to be a lot more guided towards, what you're doing, if that makes sense.
So if people want to join in the 52 weeks of kindness, can they join, or do they have to wait till it finishes and pick it up from there, or is it something you can just jump in?
Oh no, you can just jump in, and I don't send email reminders unless people aren't on social media and need them. So it just gets announced on Sunday evenings on social media and the website, and then the next one, the week after that. So no, people can start whenever, and I'll probably continue to do it because I actually love challenging myself to come up with the challenges every week. So and then to follow them through as well.
That's excellent. Oh, that's amazing. Naomi, thank you for joining me today. I truly love what you're doing, and I know that the people who've been listening and watching have enjoyed hearing from you as well, because it really is cool to be kind.
It is indeed. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.